This is interesting. It's the holiday season, and usually at this time of the year, advertising costs on Facebook spike up because retailers are spending a lot of money on ads to reach consumers. But John Loomer dug up some data here from Marketing Pulse that shows CPMs compared to last year are actually down over 30% on average. So here in this chart, we can see the CPM indexed to 0 for last year versus this year down here, where it's at now relative to the same thing. Again, indexed to that same starting point of 0. John says Facebook's CPM has remained well below where it was on the same day a year ago. It's remained between 30 to 60% below last year's CPM throughout the past 3 months. Instagram CPMs have held closer to last year's costs, but are still down most days. So what is up with that, right? Like, are we feeling that as marketers or what? And I got to tell you, I am personally feeling it a lot and feeling it in a good way. Usually when I say I'm feeling it, it's bad, right? CPMs are going up, costs are going up, the environment's getting more competitive, I'm feeling it. But in this case, I have to say, I was noticing this before I even read this article. My return on ad spend for the last couple months has been incredible relative to what it was last year. I'm looking at the performance of my ads and my business, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is amazing. I'm literally doing 4 to 5 times in revenue, ultimately, what I was doing last year. Now, my ads are set up to target a cost per action across all the advertising platforms that I advertise on, including Facebook, right? So I say, hey, my cost per conversion is $20. That's my target. And it either spends money or it doesn't to get them at that target cost. And I shouldn't say it doesn't spend money. It does spend money, but sometimes it spends a lot of money. Sometimes it doesn't spend a lot of money. Last year at this time with that target cost on there, it wasn't spending very much money at all. I was spending very little money on Facebook ads. I don't want to say grinded to a halt, but they got way slower, right? In some parts of the year, I'm spending $20,000, $30,000 a day more on Facebook ads. And at this time of the year, I'm spending an absolute fraction of that. This year, though, my spending has gone way down, right? It's a seasonal thing for my offer, but I'm spending way more than I was last year, year over year, and I'm getting the results sticking to my target cost. So while I don't directly track the CPMs here, I am seeing a much higher return on my ad spend at this time of the year than I would ordinarily expect. So I agree with or confirm this data. So what's causing this here? And they've got a couple theories here. One might be that that Facebook's ad revenue has kind of flatlined. That's a possibility of it. The other option, and I personally think this is more practical, but again, that's basically just kind of a 50-50 thought on it. It's my take. The way I see it is we're kind of in this little weird recession thing, not technically in a recession, but kind of in a recession. Things are slowing down. A lot of businesses are cutting back their ad spend. So I think a lot of the advertisers that don't understand their cost and don't have conversion tracking and optimization and reporting set up properly are cutting their ad spend. And that's a lot of them. They're reducing it. They need to save money in their business, so they're reducing their ad spend because they don't see a direct return on it. And that is great for marketers like me that are set up to target conversions and report and account for all of those conversions. Because now there's more advertising space. There's less people competing with me. The people that are just out there, aimlessly throwing money at it for branding or something like that. There's less people competing for that space. Therefore, the direct response marketers and the people that are real conversion optimists and really, kind of diehard running ads for conversion are going to see a better return because there's less people competing for it. And subsequently, the point I want to make is that the businesses that don't track that and attribute it properly are the ones that are cutting their advertising because they don't know any better, or maybe they were just fluffily advertising before. Chances are they were doing that. So that's where they're going to cut their advertising spend, and this works out great for the people that are running true conversion optimized campaigns. Let's see if there's anything else in here that I can pick out. No, there's really nothing else in here. I like seeing this confirmation of what I was feeling, and I think this is incredibly cool. And personally, as an advertiser, I hope this continues. I'll end on this note. There's a saying by Warren Buffett that only when the tide goes out do we see who's been swimming naked. And that's what we're seeing right now if my theory holds true, right? If the current economic climate and market conditions are leading people or businesses to cut their advertising spend, right? Get rid of the fluff. Well, we're seeing them swimming naked because they're not actively tracking and attributing their return on ad spend. And that ultimately works out better for the marketers that are doing that. So that's a wrap on this video, guys. Hey, if you found this helpful and insightful, you know the drill. Smash that like button because it helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. Hit that subscribe button for yourself for more insights on e-business. I'm signing off.